What's going on, guys? This is your girl Ashley Wills, aka the Life Guru. So this is a pretty good one, guys. My coworker, she's working on her second book. Wonderful writer, wonderful author, and so this book is the perspective of the single woman. So, and that's crazy because I've been launching a lot of stuff lately about the single game and things like that. But the cool thing is, guys, she's getting reference to not only heterosexual women, but also non binary, lesbian, and bisexual women because she's very curious to see and understand if there's a different complex when it comes to us being single for a long time as well as our dating requirements. So, what brought this on to her is because she has a daughter who has been literally single for almost 10 years. And with that being said, she was very curious to understand how her daughter simply had certain things of what she was looking for versus as her mother didn't when she was dating. You know, she was like, oh my God, these are different things I didn't even think about. So she was very curious to understand the complexes of other women out there, of what their dating preferences and experiences were, especially with what is making them be single for so long. Because she herself has never experienced this before. You know, she was like, the longest I've ever been single at a time was maybe a year, 2 years tops. So she asked me what was mine. A lot of reasons why I was single was because I will admit I have very high standards. Simply to put it, I, was looking for a woman who offered what I brought to the table. Now, look, let's just be real, guys. What you hear? Peace and quiet. And that's how I like my life. I don't like ongoing drama, toxicness, argue. I don't like all that. And unfortunately, 90% of the people out there that wants to date these days seem to be looking for that and want that. Or have that in their lives and they simply don't know how to get rid of it or remove themselves from it in general. So with me, I told her one of the biggest issues I came across when, I was on my Hunger Games of dating was I kept experiencing the potential family scam or the family scammers or the overbearing family. With that being said, the overbearing family is the situation where you find yourself dating a woman and they have a very needy, dramatistic family that keeps the girl you're dating under their thumb. So, versus I was dating a woman who was always on the beck and call for her family, but oddly, they weren't doing the same for her. So I kid you not, every weekend, particularly from Friday to Sunday, every week there was always something jumping off with the girl I was dating's family members, and these are different women. So that's what turned me off to dating because it was always the same stories, just a different person. Or the personalities, just be real, we all can say personalities, humor, conversation game, blah, we can all say that because that's just the name of the game these days. But a lot of things that I saw was the family dynamics were the same no matter who I was interested in. And again, I was like, nah, been there, done that, no thanks to that. So what do I mean by that? Well, typically what happens, you find yourself dating somebody and they always got to be on the family member's beck and call. Now, it's from everything from this family member needs money, this family member needs a ride, they have some kind of wreck, so I got to go take them to the store, all kinds of store runs, whatever may have you. But then what I peeped is once I started seeing that habit, I start questioning the individual on why don't they seem to be there for you? Because I was dating a girl at one point where she had experienced a very bad fall. Now we were long distance. She was literally at the borderline of Tennessee and Kentucky. So 2 days prior to before I can get down there to see her, she had a terrible fall that had her literally be hospitalized and she had to be bedridden. So the crazy thing is, prior to that, she was telling me how she got to do this, she got to run this to her family, she got to do all this. So I asked her, and particularly this family member she was doing all this for was her sister. So I asked her straight up, so why can't your sister run some supplies to you or DoorDash it to you or something? Crickets. This is the same individual I'm dating, and every week, I kid you not, it's always something with her family, particularly her sister. And when I was like, so why don't your sister, where's she at to help bring you some supplies, to help come to your house to check up on you, blah, blah, blah. No answer. Oh, she can't do that. That actually was the answer. Oh, she can't. She can't do that. Why not? Every weekend, almost for like literally over a month, guys, I had to hear the same story about her family members, or particularly literally her sister. So I was like, huh. And oddly enough, every woman I've dated, it was the same MO. If it wasn't a sister, it was their dad or it was their kids or something like that, adult children. So I decided to create a complex where I just can't, I'm sorry. But then this is a crazy thing, guys. Many times when you date somebody, they automatically assume that you're going to have a problem with family or you're jealous of their family members. And some people are like that. But for me, hell no, I promote it. But see, a lot of people got to understand there's a difference. So a lot of times when you have needy family member perimeters, some like to get in on your relationship lives, and a lot of you guys don't want to realize that nor see that. So what happens is you have a person that's down for you being with your family because they have their own. But the thing is, you constantly have battles between family members who go and get in between your marriage or your dating courtships and cause friction there. So what happens is 9 times out of 10 you're dating somebody who's not going to take your side and not going to create boundaries with that family. They're going to always take that family member's side or that family side. And literally they're taking them away from you. And you're seen always as the bad guy. And a lot of times that's not the case. So the problem is with that, you don't have a chance in hell. Even if you're supportive to that family members or not, you don't have a chance in hell. I do agree there has to be some boundaries there. But yeah, you literally are trying to date someone that inevitably the guy you dating them and their family. Let's just put it this way. And so what they're trying to do is get you used to dealing with not only them, the person you're dating, but their family dynamics too. So those dynamics, literally, before you know it, you find yourself, okay, honey, yeah, I'll go pick them up. Oh, okay, honey, well, here, I got some extra money here. Yeah, go ahead and give this to this such and such. Oh, wow, they need somewhere to stay? Yeah, okay. You know, or a lot of times I don't even ask you. It's just, okay, you're dating me, so this is my life, and you knew that when we first dated. So before you know, you got to open your home to all this toxicness a lot of times. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. There's sometimes, yes, you need to help your in-laws or dating potential family members. I agree. But the thing is, know the difference if they're there for yours. You see what I'm saying? It got to be 50-50. If they're experiencing or looking for you to be there for theirs, they need to be there for yours as well too. See, that's the name of the game. If they're going to be doing that same thing for yours as well. But all just putting it out there, I had to tell my coworker, I was clearly feeling like I was getting scammed. And that's another big detail is a lot of people don't realize many times you're not just being scammed by the person you're dating, you're being scammed by the family because the family is trying to get in on the hustle. So that's another thing is you got to be wary of if you're dating someone who's literally just looking just to squeeze you out with the family joining in on the squeeze. So my coworker was enlightened because she was like, oh my God, I never experienced this nor heard this. So she was like, yeah, I guess there are a little bit of dynamics there. But my thing is this is not nothing new for the gay community. It just hits us the most because as women, we are expected to be so much more nurturing and understanding. Therefore, people take advantage of that. So look into that, guys.